Hi everybody, Elizabeth here with Country Peony. I'm so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming along to craft with me. I wanted to thank Country Sampler Magazine for having me. And so today we're going to be making this adorable patriotic tray that is in their July issue. The beauty with this tray that it is functional, but it's also really pretty. It acts as a gorgeous decor, but you can also use it. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce myself. My name's Elizabeth and I'm with Country Peony. And Country Peony is a DIY and craft blog that focuses on simple and inexpensive crafting projects. I hope to inspire anyone to create. I believe that everyone is creative, and I feel like you should be proud of your work because I think there's something so wonderful about the creative process and how it makes you feel. So today, again, we are going to be making this adorable patriotic tray that is in the July issue of the Country Sampler Magazine, and that's on newsstands now, so you can check it out. It has this one in there and then all these other wonderful DIY tutorials. So we're gonna first start off. I'm gonna tell you about all the tools that you're gonna need for this project. So I love this project because it's a good upcycle. I love to go thrifting. I love reusing products, and this is a perfect use for muffin tins. So you're going to need a 12 muffin tin or cupcake tin, whatever. I recommend you thrifting it. Not only is it inexpensive and you're reusing, but the newer muffin tins have the non-stick coating on there, and that's really hard for the spray paint to stick to. But if you're on a pinch and you can't find that muffin tin, if you buy a new one, just sand it before you spray paint it. So I learned that lesson the hard way because I started spray painting it and it was coming off, it was flaking off. And I thought, well, of course, that's the non-stick coating that's on a new muffin tin. So, but you won't have that issue with an old one. Okay, so you're gonna need a muffin tin, and then you're gonna need some spray paint. Satin is what's recommended. Obviously white, red, blue, and then if you want to at the end, you can apply a clear coat to the entire project. And then you're also going to need some painter's tape, and you're going to need some fun embellishments like pulling out your stash, your scrapbook paper, your ribbons, your stickers, all the fun things that you have. So when I was sourcing for this project today, I went to my local Walmart because I live in the country here in Texas, and I don't have a craft store near me. And unfortunately, they didn't have any patriotic themed papers, so I just used some papers from my stash, which actually is better because this project is all about reusing what we have. And then just some fun patriotic ribbons that you have. Okay. So that is essentially it, and then you're going to need some glue to glue that down, and then you're going to need a decoupage to apply the inserts at the bottom. So we're going to get started. The first step, as I mentioned before, if you're working with a non-stick muffin tin, then you need to sand it down first so the spray paint sticks to it, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to color block to get this really fun look with the flag. So I just had my image out so I could visualize where the paint was going to go. And the first paint that I started with was the blue. So you just take some paper, again, you can use cardboard, you can use scrapbook paper, whatever you have lying around, and you're going to color block it off. So I knew that I needed this square in the top portion, and so I just took some painter's tape and I blocked off the paper onto the tin, and I made sure to have a nice crisp line because whatever line you use, that's what's going to show here on the muffin tin. So you're going to block that portion off, and then I just take another piece of paper and block the other side off. And again, you're going to use the painter's tape to attach it, creating that nice crisp line, knowing that that's where the paint's going to go. Easy peasy. So that's it. And then you take it outside, or you use a cardboard box outside, and you spray paint the blue. And then once that's completely dry, you're going to do the other colors. So for this project, I only did one coat of spray paint. To me, that was enough coverage, but it's really up to you. Like every project, it's really what you're feeling. And if you don't think it has enough coverage based on what kind of spray paint you're using, then go with 2 coats. Okay, and I wanted to mention again, if you miss any of this project, don't worry. This is in the July issue of Country Sampler magazine, which is on newsstands now. So once you have your blue painted, then you're gonna go back and let me show you, because I'm a visual person, and so it's helpful to see the different stripes. Okay, so I just did the blue, and then we're gonna come back, and the easiest color I thought next would be the red. So you're gonna do the same thing that you did to get the blue. You're going to block off the blue that you just painted, and you're gonna tape it off, and then you're also gonna block off the white section so you get that really fun stripe. And then you're gonna spray paint the red, 1 coat, let it dry completely, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing, but just for the white. So you're gonna tape off the sections to get the white. And you get the idea, right? So just take your time with it. Spray paint dries pretty quickly, especially in this Texas heat, which is crazy right now. So it didn't take me that long to spray paint that entire piece. So this is what you start with, and then this is the next step once you're done painting it. Okay. And so what we're gonna do now is we are going to do the fun part, which is embellishing it. So I had a really fun time going through my stash and picking out patriotic colors. Again, if you can't find a flag ribbon like this, don't worry, you can use red, blue, white, gold, silver, whatever your heart desires. You could also make, I think, a really fun fabric rope, or you could do fabric strips and tie them together. The beauty with all of these projects is just having fun with it and you know, reusing what you have. Okay, so I'm going to get my handy dandy wireless hot glue gun, which if you don't have a wireless hot glue gun, I highly recommend one because it's so much fun. Okay, so we're gonna do the trim on the outside first, and I thought a gold rope would be beautiful for that. But again, you can use whatever. And this one's really simple because it's got a nice little lip on the edge. Oh, and I wanted to mention, I did not spray paint the back. You can do that if you want to. I didn't think it was necessary, but again, it's completely up to you. Okay, so we're just going to attach a little bit of hot glue gun to get you started. Hot glue. And then you're just gonna attach it to that lip, and then you're gonna work your way down the edge with the hot glue. So you can use hot glue for this, or you can use your favorite crafting glue. There's some really wonderful craft glues out there. For today's purposes, I thought it would be easier just to do hot glue because it is instantaneous. And so you kind of get the idea. You just embellish this piece, and I will stop here so I can get to, or I'll keep going around because it looks prettier that way. So this is a really fun project, as I said, because it is upcycling something that you already have, and it's practical because you can use it. So I think this would be beautiful displayed on your coffee table with some fun decorative trinkets in it, or you can make it as part of your office decor. You can put paper clips, you can put notepads, you can put rubber bands in the caddies. Or my favorite, it could be a crafting caddy. Buttons, thread, needles, all the fun things. Okay, so we'll just keep going around. And again, this entire tutorial is on the current issue of Country Sampler magazine, which is on newsstands now. And if you're just joining us, my name's Elizabeth with Country Peony. And Country Peony is a DIY and craft blog based out of Texas. So I am dealing with some fun heat here today. Okay, so we're just gonna stop there because you get the idea. And just make sure you get all those fun hot glue whiskers out of the way before you proceed. Okay, so you can see it has a nice little detailed edge. And then we're gonna add these fun stripes, okay? So with this one, I recommend starting with the long red first, and then you do the smaller ones next. So you can trim off how long you need, you measure it. And the only thing with this, you need to make sure that you get a really nice, even line, because otherwise the project doesn't look nearly as finished. And so I recommend directly hot gluing onto the muffin tin and a couple of sections at a time because it does dry quickly, as you probably know. Okay, so you're just gonna take your time, making sure you get that even line. And this is a fun one because sometimes it's hard to know what to decorate for 4th of July and during the summer months. And you can keep this out during the summer and then bring it back every year. And it could also be part of a fun tablescape with an event that you have. So I just really think this is super charming and cute. Okay, so for the edges, you're gonna wanna have a nice clean edge. So I recommend just kind of folding it over the trim on the back, okay? Just like that. So it's a nice clean look, okay? And then we're gonna do the exact same thing to the other red section. Perfect. And I was thinking if you could take this and maybe use different colors if you like. You don't have to do traditional red, blue, and white. Obviously that signifies the flag, but it's pretty obvious that it is a flag when you make it look like this. So maybe you could just do red, white, and gray, or whatever. If blue is not in your color scheme normally, or red isn't normally in your color scheme, you could have fun with it. Just like I believe crafting should be fun. And so just experiment and play. And when you're dealing with upcycled products that don't cost a lot to begin with, perfect. Okay, so we did those two sides, and then we're just gonna do an opposite ribbon. I thought this sparkly red was beautiful and would be perfect. So just to show you, we've got the two lines here, and then we're going to finish it off with this line. And what I'm doing is I'm just bringing the ribbon to the line. I'm not bringing it over it so that it doesn't get too bulky on here. Perfect. Okay, we're almost done with this one. And you see how fast this project takes. It does not take a long time at all, which is my favorite kind of projects because I've got 3 little children. And so sometimes it's hard to get things done. I want to get them involved as much as I can, but sometimes it's just fun to craft on my own. And so projects that don't take a long time are a win in my book. Okay, let me show you. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now you can keep embellishing. If you notice on the original inspiration, we've got inserts down here. And what you're gonna do, like I said, you just get some scrapbook paper. Or honestly, you could even use fabric if you have some fun fabric that you've been wanting to use. I used red, white, and blue that I had. These are not patriotic themed, but they still work. So this is a flower, but I still thought it worked because it was red. And so to achieve this, we just need to make sure that we get the bottom, you're gonna turn it around, the back side of the fabric, and then you're just gonna trace the circle all the way around so that you get a nice pattern. And so once you get your circle, then you're gonna cut it out and you end up with these really cute little circles. And then what I recommend is then using this as a template to create your other circles. Well, first, before you do that, make sure that it fits your muffin tin, and then you're going to use it as a template. So I cut enough of them to insert into my muffin tin. And for this, we're gonna use decoupage to attach it. You can use a craft glue if you like. Decoupage is good just because it's gonna be directly, things will probably be sitting inside of there, and it's a little bit more durable, the paper will be. So we're gonna start off so you can see a little bit better. We're gonna start off with the white. We're going to paint the back side of it and the inside of the tray, stick it in there, and then you're just gonna decoupage the inside and kind of go up the sides just a bit so that you get nice coverage there. And then that's it, you let it dry. And so I'm gonna do a couple more of these just so you can see how simple this process is. Again, decoupage the back side and then also decoupage the inside. Okay, and then we'll do a blue. So that is all so simple, so fun. And when I'm decoupaging, I like to use these wonderful foam brushes, which are super inexpensive. You can buy a really big pack of them and keep them around for your crafting projects. Okay, so let that dry. As you can see, it is frosted now because the decoupage is still wet, but you're gonna let it dry, and then you can add one last fun embellishment. So you can use stickers, you can use whatever, maybe pins that you have, just something really fun. Stars are really fun for this project, but you can use circles, you can use whatever you think. Just making sure that it stands out. So the silver is really fun to do on the blue, and if you use a sticker, a heavy duty sticker, it can apply directly, or you can craft glue it if you like. And if you're really nervous about it, you can apply decoupage to the top of it in case you're wondering if it comes off or not. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a couple just so you can kind of see what the final project, or what this looks like. So obviously when you're doing yours, you will take your time and make it look super beautiful for that. And now that is it. You can, once everything's dry, you can use it. But if you really want, you can apply a clear coating spray paint to the entire thing to kind of protect it. But I did not do that to this one, and it is holding up really well. It's really cute. Okay, so let me show you a couple of ways that I would use this in my home. Let me clear this away. Okay, so I already mentioned to you, but for instance, you could put this on your tray, your coffee table. It could be an adorable decorative tray. You can put some fun patriotic pieces in here just to kind of make you smile and make your guests smile, and just set it out. And you can also use it, which is probably my personal fave just because I love crafting. This is the perfect caddy for all of your wonderful crafting supplies, especially when you're working on a project. It's super helpful to have something nearby that you can keep everything in, so especially like your thread and your needles, they don't go running everywhere, and your buttons. So I'm going to put some fun buttons in here, some thread, and you get the idea. That could be a really cute craft caddy that you could have out while you're working on some of your crafting projects. And it could also be a office caddy, as I mentioned. You can put some rubber bands in there, some paper clips, erasers, all the fun things. And then the last idea that I had, I thought it would be really cute to be a wall hanging. So what you're gonna do is you will take the highest surface, which is the backs of the muffin tin, and you would attach a hanger that way with some glue, some heavy duty glue, or you could attach a string to this, and then you just hang it. And then one other tip that I have so that it doesn't kind of swivel, taking some hot glue and making some hot glue balls onto each 4 corners so that it stays in place and it's nice and beautiful for you this entire season. So here is the final project. I hope you love today's DIY. I think it's so charming. It's perfect for this time of the year, and I can't wait to put it out on display and then bring it out year after year. So you can find the full tutorial on Country Sampler magazines in their July issue. And my name is Elizabeth with Country Peony and countrypeony.com. Thank you so much for following along today, and thank you so much to Country Sampler magazine for having me. Until next time, happy crafting, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your summer. Thank you, guys.